Back to another Daishinfinity video. In this video we're going to talk about the derivative of a logarithm function, that the derivative of any logarithm function of the base b of x is equal to 1 over x times the natural log of b. Now the natural log of b is always somehow a very important concept in mathematics, and today I'm going to talk about the reason why and the limit of the Euler's number. Before we talk about the whole proof, I would like to talk about the definition of the whole derivative function. The derivative function f of x is the limit as h approaches 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h, which is also equal to f prime of x. So if we use this one for our proof, it will be very nice. So let's let our function logarithm base b of x just be equal to f of x. So that if we would take the limit as h approaches 0 of the logarithm function in base b of x plus h minus logarithm in base b of x divided by h, we would get the whole derivative function. Now here you can see a difference of two logarithms. So if I take a logarithm of b of a minus logarithm of b of c, is the same thing as saying I have the logarithm in base b of a divided by c. This is a property of logarithms. The proof is in another video. So if we talk about the limit as h approaches 0, we would have the logarithm of the quotient x plus h divided by x divided by h. Now if we would split this up into two fractions, it would get out that we would have logarithm base b of 1 plus h over x over h. Now if we would look at the denominator, we can express this as a factor in front of the logarithm, so that we can use the factor theorem of the logarithm, which states that if we have a factor in front of the logarithm, it means that we can take this as a exponent for the logarithm. I hope you know that one. I'm not going to write the property, which would mean I have the limit as h approaches 0 of the logarithm of b1 plus h over x to the 1 over h power. Now this limit looks pretty scary, but we have one property. If a function we are taking the limit from is continuous on a specific interval, then we can take the limit inside the function. So we can say that the log of b of the limit as h approaches 0 of 1 plus h over x to the 1 over h power. This is very strong move and very difficult to understand if you would really want to understand the mathematics behind it. The proof behind this one will be in an upcoming video sometime in the future. So as we have the logarithm of b as of the limit as h approaches 0 of 1 plus h over x to the 1 over h power, we can let h over x be another variable. So we can set h over x be equal to k, for example. Then h is equal to k times x. And if we would take the inverse, then we would have 1 over h is equal to 1 over kx. And if we talk about the boundaries of the limit, we can say that as h approaches 0, k also approaches 0. So indeed we can say that we have the logarithm of b of the limit as k approaches 0 of 1 plus k to the 1 over k times 1 over x power. Now, since we have another exponent rule, that when we have a number a and take it to another number n and take it to another number m, then we would have a to the n times m power. And since we have this one here, we can express it as this one, so that we have another exponent, and when we have a logarithm, we can take the exponent and take it as a factor in the front. So now we would have the logarithm of the base b of the limit as k goes to 0 of 1 plus k to the 1 over k to the 1 over x power. Okay. Now I did a big mistake. I would interchange the limit and the logarithm again. since if I would take the 1 over x, I cannot do that because I don't have the logarithm right now. So I would do it like this. So I would have the limit as k approaches 0 of the logarithm of b 1 plus k 1 over k 1 over x. That's the right way to write it. So now we would have 1 over x in the front, and because it's a constant with respect to k, we would have 1 over x times the limit as k approaches 0 of the logarithm of b 1 plus k to the 1 over k power. And now we can interchange the logarithms and the limits so that we have done that one. So I would get 1 over x times the limit as k approaches 0. The logarithm of b of the limit as k approaches 0 of 1 plus k to the 1 over k power. Okay, the 1 over x is outside the logarithm, but it's multiplied with it. Now, there's a famous limit stating that the limit as n approaches infinity of 1 plus 1 over n to the nth power is equal to e. So I would like to get to this point so that we will get the Euler number, because it looks very similar. In fact, it's very similar. In fact, it's the same limit if we would introduce another variable. Let's introduce another variable n, and then let's call n 1 over k. Then k is equal to 1 over n. So as as k approaches 0, n approaches infinity. So now we can rewrite the whole expression as the 1 over x times the log of b of the limit as n approaches infinity, of 1 plus 1 over n, because k become n and 1 over k become n. Okay, so now we have this one. And since this limit is equal to e, we can write it like this. It's 1 over x times the logarithm in base b of e. Now, another property of a logarithm states that we can write a logarithm of b of x as any logarithm in base c of x dividing by logarithm in base c of b. So the question is to ask which number for c we should add in. So for this one, I would get the logarithm in base b of e, which is equal to the logarithm in base c of e divided by the logarithm in base b of base c of b. C should be exactly e. C should be e, so that the logarithm of e to the e is equal to 1, which is ln of e. So now we would rewrite it as 1 over x times the ln of e dividing by ln of b. Now, since ln of e is equal to 1, we would get the final formula of the whole thing. So we would have 1 over x times 1 over ln of b, which is equal to 1 over x times ln of b. And now we have proven the formula. I hope you liked this video, and we'll see us in the next Daishinfinity video. See ya.